everybody. Welcome to The Path TV. We're Phillip and Laura Baker, and as always, thank you for spending some time with us. We're going to talk marriage today. We're going to talk family. We're going to talk a great marriage. It's not a destination. It's a journey. It's a path, and that's what The Path TV is all about. We just want to get a little bit further along the path, don't we, babe?
We do. Listen, we are covering so many topics in this. Our heart is to help marriages. That is just it's been our call since I don't know, since we got married, I guess. And so we love to help marriages along the path, to get down the path. Listen, you get married, and a wedding is a destination. You get married that day, but then it starts the journey.
Yeah.
And so we're preaching to you, but we're also preaching to ourselves. We definitely haven't arrived either. If you have missed some episodes, we're on episode 52.
52?
So, I mean, it's
52.
Been
that's
been
a year.
That's
that's
a year.
that's
pretty
52
amazing.
weeks in a year. I didn't. Okay, 52.
52. So, but if you've missed some, you can go back to our YouTube channel, and it tells you at the very bottom that you can where to go to our YouTube channel. You can catch up. It would be a great thing for you to binge. I know we binge stuff on TV all the time. It'd be a great thing to binge, to spend time intentionally, pouring into your marriage, 30 minutes at a time. Little nuggets, little nuggets, little nuggets that'll help you get to a place in your marriage where you're like, okay,
absolutely,
we're doing good.
Doing good. You just said something. The difference between, a wedding ceremony, the wedding, and the marriage. And I think right now in America, in our country, but I've been to so many other nations, and I've seen how those cultures function. Everything in nations is designed for the big wedding.
Oh,
the culture is set up that way.
Yeah.
And there's you have a whole industry built around the wedding.
Industry.
You got flowers and photography and catering, and you got people now that are gone into business, and they've built venues
and destination weddings,
and they've got a whole package with the food and the drink and the DJ and the flowers and the photography, and and the movies and TV, and everything is about the wedding.
Yeah.
Everything's about the wedding, and nothing for marriage. Nothing.
That's true.
Nothing for marriage. Everything's about the wedding, and these young people today, my gosh, they spend all of their money that they don't have. They spend all of their family's money that they don't have. All this money all this time, all this preparation, all this money.
For one day.
For one day.
One day.
One day.
One day.
One weekend, and the fairy tale. Mm-hmm. And then they wake up on Monday morning, Tuesday morning, and all those people are gone, and all that money's gone, and all that cake is gone. Come on.
There's nothing wrong with the big wedding.
No,
That's not what we're saying.
We're not slamming the wedding,
No.
but it's all gone. Mm-hmm. And you got a wedding for a marriage for the rest of your life. A marriage.
That's right.
And the culture, it's not set up for a great marriage.
No.
Well, we know how to put on a great wedding.
We do know how to put on a great wedding.
But we're not set up for great marriages. Well, that's what The Path TV is all about. And so let me share this with you. One of the things I like documentaries on kind of famous, successful people, whether it's actors or musicians or bands or authors, or it's interesting to me. And the reason is because when you watch things like that, you understand more and more, and it's what we began talking about last episode, this word called seasons. Mm-hmm. Seasons. If you want a great marriage, you got to understand seasons. I wrote here, a marriage on the path requires an understanding of seasons. And when you go back to these documentaries of successful people, you see that they understood the seasons they were in. That, I always say it this way, there's no overnight sensations.
No, there's not.
And so these were people that understood they were paying their dues, that they were paying a price, that they were willing to sleep in a van for years. They were willing to just every day work when nobody knew anything about them. That they were willing to a shed that there was no air conditioning and go out there and practice their music. I mean, they knew they were pay now, play later. They knew they were paying their dues. They knew they were working hard. They knew they were preparing. They knew they were in a season that if they maximized it, they could live their dream one day, and they were willing to pay a price.
They paid a price, yeah.
You know, somebody, there was an interview one time with Pastor T.D. Jake, and they said, what's it like being an overnight sensation? And he laughed. He was real sweet. And he goes, well, if I'm an overnight sensation, that's the longest night of my life.
Yeah.
And then he went on to say, it seems like every overnight sensation took about 15 years to get there.
Absolutely.
And when I heard that, I just kind of laughed because that's our story. Yeah. You know, over the years, we've had so many people, they've called me and they said, Phillip, you know, I want to do what you're doing. I want to travel the world. I want to travel throughout churches. I want to preach the gospel and you know, and how, when, where, what, who, you know. And
tell me the formula.
Tell me the formula. Tell me the prayer I can pray that everything's going to magically appear and pastors are going to start calling and go, hey, do you want to come? You want to come to our church and preach? Oh, we really want you to come to our church and preach. That's come.
That's right. What button can I push?
Yeah, 15 years. 15 years. 15 years of seasons. 15 years of preparation. 15 years of faithfulness. 15 years of serving other people's vision so that one day our vision could come forth. Listen, these overnight sensation stories, they're so rare. They're the exception to the rule. And let me say something about these overnight sensations. That season usually doesn't last long. A lot of times that season will go down in flames because what's that old saying? Charisma gets you in the room, character keeps you in the room. Well, where is character birthed?
Oh,
where is character born? It's developed in the seasons before. It's developed in the seasons of preparation. That work ethic, character, and integrity, and steadiness, and faithfulness, and consistency, and so that's what we're talking about here. We're talking about if you're going to have a great marriage, you got to understand seasons. And you got to make sure you're maximizing these seasons you're in. And what Laura said in the last episode is when you understand you're in a season, there's a grace that'll come that'll help you get through it. And so I wanted to read to you Ecclesiastes 3, verse 1. It says, to everything there is a season, and a time to every purpose under the heaven. And it just goes on to tell about all the different, types of seasons. A time to be born and a time to die. Time to plant and a time to pluck up that which is planted. Verse 3, a time to kill and a time to heal. Verse 4, a time to weep and a time to laugh. Verse 5, a time to cast away stones and a time to gather stones. Verse 6, a time to get and a time to loose. Time to keep and a time to cast away. Verse 7, a time to rend and a time to sow. All these seasons of life. Do you know what season you're in? Do you know what season you're in? The last episode, we talked about three major seasons of life. Seasons of preparation, seasons of faithfulness, and seasons to launch out that business.
To go.
To go.
Yes, that's good.
That ministry. Hey, launch out and get married.
That's right.
These launching out
schools,
seasons.
There's so many.
So we want you to be successful in the season you're in. We want you to be successful in the season you're about to enter. And so there's some things that we want to talk to you about today. 3 things that if you can get a hold of, you're gonna do better in the season you're in. And so the first one is this. So important. If you're going to be successful in the season you're in as a couple, as a marriage, you're going to have to learn to walk in love. It's really all about your love walk. And here is why. Because in every season of life, you're going to have some good opportunities to get offended.
That's right.
To get offended, to become bitter, to get mad. Somebody done hurt your feelings, right? Somebody did you wrong. And your love walk is going to have to be able to carry you through that season because there's a lot of seasons in life, God seasons, that have been aborted by offense. somebody just walked out of that season. They just left that season high and dry. And they didn't get out of it what God wanted them to get out of it. And so they ran away. They got mad. They took their ball and went home. They got offended. They got bitter. What is bitterness? It's drinking poison and hoping they die. And so they leave that season they're in. But the thing about the Father is you're not going to be able to step into what He has for you until you go back to that season and you get out of it what you were supposed to get. The thing about the Father is He gonna make you go around the same mountain over and over and over and over and over again until you get what you're supposed to get. And I'm telling you, offense and bitterness and holding grudges and all these things that come at your love walk, they will mess you up. They'll keep you going around the same mountain for years. They'll get you to walk away from a season.
You know, when it comes to marriage, inside of marriage, we talk about stuff and we touch on ministry and all those different things, but basically the path is about marriage. And when you're going to have plenty of opportunities to be offended. Plenty. I mean, when you got a woman living with a man, we're totally two different creatures. And there's going to be daily opportunities, especially when you first get married and you're trying to work all of that out. There's going to be so many opportunities for you to get offended. And I just wanted to share this. My mom used to always tell me, she said, listen, the easy thing for people to do is say, to get offended and then say, well, I don't love you anymore and I'm out because you do this, 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 and this. Mm-hmm. She said, you've got 5 things that you just can't stand about that person. And so you run and you get out. You got offended over 5 things. And so you run and you get out of that relationship. Let me help you with something. Jumping out of a relationship and then going to find another relationship, they're going to have their 5 things too.
They'll be different.
They're going to be different 5 things.
But they still got 5.
But they still going to have 5 things. So what I'm saying is you're going to get offended in marriage. You're going to get offended. You're people, you're a man, you're a woman, you do things differently, you see things differently, you feel things differently, you've got one that's sensitive and one that's not, you've got all of this going on. You're going to get offended. This is where you walk through it together. Mm-hmm. This is where you say, okay, look, you've hurt my feelings, or I've got offended. We've got to work this out.
Right.
There's got to be resolution. You can't live in that offense.
That's it. That's good. You're going to have that love. You better develop that love walk. Better develop that love walk. Mm-hmm. Or you're going to be going around the same mountain over and over again for a long, long time.
That's right.
Hey, listen, we do something. It's called the Daily Move. Out of all the things we've ever done in ministry, I think this is what we get the most feedback from. People absolutely love it. And it's free. That's what's the cool part. It's free. It's a little daily email that comes every morning. Goes out all over the world. And it only takes about 10 seconds to read. It's stuff like you could open it up one morning and you'll read, you can whip a skunk, but you might not want to. Avoid gripey, negative, pessimistic, argumentative people.
Stinky people.
Stinky people.
Stinky people.
You can whip them,
yeah,
but you might not want to. In other words, their stink may get all over you. And so it's stuff like that. You're going to love the Daily Move. And so, hey, we want you to know more about it. So check this out, and we'll be back in 30 seconds. Hey everybody, welcome back to the Path TV. I just said something real funny that I don't think she appreciated it, but it was still funny during the break. Hey, you're going to love the Daily Move. And so after this is over, go over to our website, phillipbaker.org, and sign up. It's just your name and your email. Yeah. And and through the Daily Move, we send out blasts all the time. We send out prophetic words. We send out episodes of the Path TV. We send out On the Road as I travel throughout the world, just doing little videos and introducing you to pastors, and it's just a lot of fun. So sign up for the Daily Move, check out our itinerary, and there's media there, and it'll really be a blessing to you. All right, let's get back into this thing. We're talking about seasons of life, and if you're going to have a great marriage, that needs to be part of your vocabulary. It needs to be part of your understanding. You need to know that there are seasons, and it helps when you know what season you're in.
Yeah.
And in the last episode, we talked about seasons of preparation, seasons of faithfulness, seasons to launch out. But in order to be successful in any of these seasons, you better have a love walk. You better have a love walk. And the second thing you better have an understanding of is you got to understand sowing seed. You got to have the identity of a sower. You got to have identity of a sower. You know, one of the things that we've said for years is the seeds of the fields of my future are lumpy.
Yep.
Because they're full of seed. In every season you're in, you're going to need harvest. Now, harvest just doesn't mean money.
No.
Okay? Harvest is going to mean favor, it's finances, it's peace, it's health, it's time, it's relationships. A harvest is anything that blesses you. Okay? And you're going to need a lot of harvest to be successful in the season you're in. But that's dependent upon, did you do some sowing in the season before? Oh, come on, let's don't be mocked. Whatever a man sows, that shall he also reap. Come on, the book of Galatians. If you don't sow in the season you're in, there's not going to be harvest in the season you'll enter. And if you don't have harvest in the season you're in, it's because you didn't sow in the season before. You've got to understand the law of seed, time, and harvest. And one of the greatest blessings of our life was when these seasons that we've been in, the season we were in Magnolia, Arkansas, we sowed a lot of seed. The season we were in at Texas Bible Institute and Discovery Camp, 10 years, we sowed a lot of seed. And when we entered into Phillip Baker Ministries, 2003, when we launched out, harvest was waiting on us. The fields of our future are lumpy because they're full of seed. That harvest was waiting on us. And so we stepped into this new season, and guess what came up all around us? Everywhere we looked, there was harvest. There was harvest. Relationships, favor, peace. Yeah. Come on.
Open doors.
Finances, open doors, yes. Anointings.
Yes.
Just the harvest came up. Why? Because we had been sowing seed. And so, listen, you can't, if you're not a sower, you can't do anything about the past. If you didn't sow in the season before and you're not seeing harvest now, you can't do anything about that. But I'll tell you what you can do. You can start today.
That's right.
You can start today and begin to sow. Begin to sow love. Begin to sow time in prayer. Begin to sow time in the Word. Begin to sow finances. Come on, be a tither. Begin to sow into ministries all over the world. How about this? Whatever you want your next season to be, start now sowing into someone who's doing what you want to do.
Yeah, we did that.
We did that. For 10 years, we were sowing into evangelistic ministries. We still do. We were sowing into anointings. We were sowing into ministries. We were sowing into what we wanted our life to be. Because see, what you make happen for others, God makes happen for you. And Laura's going to get into that here in just a moment. And so, if you want to be successful in a season, you're going to have a love walk. Number 2, you're going to need to be a sower. And number 3,
you're going to have a servant's heart. And this is a great way to sow. You know, what Phillip just said is that saying, and I love that saying, what you make happen for others, God makes happen for you. Listen, as being a servant is simple. You know, you're going to always serve somebody, whether it's in a church, whether it's your boss, whether it's, you know, your spouse. You should serve each other. It's not a negative word. I think, you know, in our country, that word has become such a negative word.
Right.
You know, servant is like the connotation to that is nasty. Listen, being a servant means just helping people. That's really simply what it means. Let me help you in your journey. Let me help you do what you need to do. When you sow that is complete. I mean, that is a complete seed right there. When you sow that, you help somebody else. You give God an opportunity to bring people into your life when it comes time for you to launch out, or you to get married, or you to do that. And I think about, like when Phillip and I got married, there were, we were blessed. People were given things left and right, and I remember thinking, I don't even know these people.
Right.
And I remember talking to your mom, and I was like, I don't know these people, and they're giving us stuff. Who are they, and why are they giving us stuff? And his mama was a servant. She sewed into people. She would pray with you. She would stay with you. She would walk you through stuff. And so those people that she had served, and when I say served, just meaning help.
Been a blessing too.
Yes, they weren't given to us. They were given to his mama, who had loved them and walked them through stuff.
Yeah.
And so by her doing that, it opened up a door for us to be blessed.
Yeah.
And so when you are serving someone, when you are helping someone, it gives God the opportunity to go, okay, when you launch out, when you do this, when you do that, when you open this door that I'm telling you to walk through, I've got people in place to help you. And it is amazing how that works.
Right. Let me put it really in terms you'll understand. Let's say you've got this heart, you've got this vision, you've got this dream. There's something you really want to do as a couple, as an individual, as a couple, as a marriage. You've got a vision, you've got a dream. And man, it's just something that you're really passionate about. Well, in order for that dream, in order for that vision to come to pass, you're going to need help. You're not going to be able to do it on your own. I always say if what God's called you to do, you can do on your own, then that's not what God's called you to do. God doesn't anoint lone rangers. We need each other.
Yes, we do.
Okay? There's no way in the world we could have done everything that we've done on our own. There have been people that have helped us. You're going to need help. You're going to need people to gird you and to help you and to serve and to be there for you and to open up doors. You're going to need some servants to do everything God's called you to do. Well, how are people going to be there to help you if you've never been someone that's helped others?
That's right.
If you're in a season and you're not serving another man's vision, then how are you going to have the faith for somebody to come along and serve your vision? If you haven't helped someone else's vision, someone else's dream, then what's going to give you the faith to believe God for someone to come along and help you with your vision and help you with your dream? Goes back to the thing. What you make happen for others, God makes happen for you. But watch this. What you don't make happen for others, God can't make happen for you. Because don't be mocked. Whatsoever a man sows, that shall he also reap. Let's go back to this word sow. I remember one time I was talking to a young man, and he said, I want to do what you're doing. He wanted to travel. He wanted to preach the gospel. He wanted to be an evangelist. And I said, well, let me ask you something. I said, if you were to quit your job and you were to become an evangelist and begin to travel, I said, are you going to need people to financially help you, financially support you, financially partner with your ministry? And he goes, oh, well, yeah, absolutely. He said, yeah. He goes, I know that's going to be the case. He goes, I know I'm going to need partners in order to have the ministry I want to have. And so this is what I said. I said, well, and I did it real demonstrative. I did it real over the top. I said, well, I hereby decree that, oh gosh, I want to make sure I get this right. I said, I hereby decree that you're going to get the partners for your ministry that are going to be just like the partner you've been to other ministries. Ooh, the look on his face. Because he realized in that moment, I haven't sown into other ministries. I haven't partnered with other ministries. I haven't helped other ministries. And so how am I going to have faith for people to come along and help me?
Right.
And I said, and it got quiet because, it was not a pleasant moment for him. I said, if you really want to have a great ministry one day, I said, you better start sowing and serving great ministries. I said, because what you make happen for them, God will make happen for you. And listen, I'm not bragging on us. I'm bragging on Jesus right now. I'm bragging on Him showing us something a long time ago. But Phillip Baker Ministries, we've got some of the greatest partners in the world.
We do.
Churches, businesses, people, some of the greatest partners in the world. The people that have helped us over all the years, the people that have monthly supported us financially, it's mind-blowing. But the reason is, and once again, I'm bragging on God, we've got great partners because we've been great partners. I mean, we started at 19 years old, started partnering with ministries around the world. It wasn't a lot. We talked about that in the Blessed Marriage series that we did. But over all these years, 34 years of marriage, been married since 1987, we've partnered with ministries around the world. Today, we partnered with 15 ministries around the world, and we never miss. Every month we write those checks and we send them out. And what we have made happen for ministries, God has made happen for us. We've served, and now God has brought people along to serve us. We've sowed, come on, and God's brought the harvest. We've had plenty of opportunities to get offended, but we haven't because we've walked in love. Amen?
As we're wrapping up this talking about seasons today, I just had a quote that I really wanted to get in you as you're walking through whatever season that you're in. Just make sure that you don't stay stuck in a season or get fixated in an upcoming season that you're not enjoying the season that you're in.
Ooh, that's good.
Amen.
That's good. Man, I've enjoyed this one today.
It's been good.
These are episode 51 and 52, the seasons of life. Hey, thank you all for joining us. Remember to, go over to the website, phillipbaker.org. Hey, go over to the website, phillipbaker.org. Sign up for the Daily Move. The first one will arrive in the morning. Number 1 will arrive tomorrow morning. It's free. And check out our itinerary and grab hold of some media. Make sure to go over to our YouTube channel, PBM Phillip Space Baker, and start catching up on some of these episodes. They're going to bless your socks off.
Share it with friends.
And pray about partnering with Phillip Baker Ministries. $10 a month, $20 a month. Go over to phillipbaker.org, hit donate. It'll take you to a page, and everything you need to know about partnership is there. And you can do it by mail. You can do it electronically. It is so simple. And everywhere we go, you'll go. Everything that we're doing to build the kingdom, you'll be a part of. And you'll be part of an incredible team, a family, an army that we've come together to do something bigger than we ever could have done on our own. Man, we love you guys. We appreciate you. We call you blessed to be a blessing. Hey, and we'll see you next time on The Path TV.